Hello friends, it's lovely to see you today. I would like to let you know that I recently went to Target for some kids shoes and diapers, and I came out with kids shoes, diapers, and makeup. Just browsing around, a few things seemed new, and then there were some things that I just felt like I'd been overlooking, like just not knowing about for a while. So I'm going to share that with you today in a haul. And I also really want to try on the stuff and play with it, so I'm going to try it on as I go. But this is just your warning. This is for entertainment. This is like, I was thinking about it last night. Hauls aren't always very informative when we're talking about knowing things about the product and the quality of the product and, you know, trying something on one time. Yeah, it can tell you some things, but it doesn't tell you everything always. So just keep that in mind, okay? This isn't the final story on whatever I'm using and talking about. The first thing I picked up were these little sponges from Sonia Kashuk, and they're called Mini Makeup Blender Trio. So I've gotten one out, and this has been saturated with water, dampened, you know, and it does show up as quite a bit bigger. And frankly, I mean, I think this is going to feel like a full-size type of sponge. But I was interested in the shape because it does have a flat end, and then it also has this pointed side. So I just thought, you know, maybe this will mimic my beauty blender type experience. It does feel super duper soft though, a little bit like a Real Techniques sponge. I've seen a lot of people use and love the Sonia Kashuk sponges, and this is my first time ever trying one. Another new thing is from Neutrogena. It's this sensitive skin serum foundation. It's in the healthy skin range. It says provitamin B5 helps maintain skin's moisture barrier, and they point out again, this is for sensitive skin. It's non-comedogenic, and I got it in light medium 02, sheer natural buildable coverage. So I feel like, and you know, feel free to disagree with me in the comments section, but I feel like Neutrogena has been one of those kind of underdog brands that every so often will put out a tremendous coverage product. Remember the Healthy Skin Foundation? I want to try that again now that I'm more familiar with NARS Sheer Glow, because I remember people saying how much that one was like Sheer Glow. But then they put out that really good like CC cream recently. They've got their Hydro Boost concealer, just lots of different things that have been good. So I thought I'll try this serum foundation, and I guess I'll be bouncing it in with the sponge. But again, light to medium is the color. Get a few drops going here. I'm not sure if this is going to be way too much or too little, but we'll see. Okay. Before it runs straight down the nose. All right, folks, what are we seeing? Really sheer? I feel like I just got a lot glowier. I can feel the product on my skin. Extra moisture, not hardly any coverage. Okay, here's what I want to do. I want to build it up a little bit, and this time I will bring in my Real Techniques Expert face brush, okay? Droppers are sometimes so fussy. I'm just taking the little bit that kind of got around the opening here because I don't like goopy, messy openings. Take care of that. Something that a lot of people might be thinking is, how is this kind of thing comparing to L'Oreal's True Match serum foundation stuff? And I would say right off the bat, more glowy, less coverage. That's what it looks like to me. See, the skin's got some glow, but even as I built it, it just looks very, very light, like just a barely there kind of thing. Similar to maybe a Glossier type deal, but to me it seems even glowier than that. Like my skin, even in person, maybe it's not showing as much on camera, I'm not sure, but got a lot of glow happening there. I need some coffee. Oh. So truly, I would say I was expecting a little more, although my skin does look pretty. I would say it docked down redness just a little bit in some areas, but I would have liked a tidbit more coverage, okay? I'm going to use some concealer. This is my NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum, which I've actually used before in a video, so it's not from this haul, but I have light. Pump out a bit of that and rely on this to give us some coverage. I was called up in the night out of a completely deep sound sleep due to thunder. I had to justify the fact that there were no watches, no warnings, no advisories. Well, we are, I think, under a wind advisory right now, but, you know, no severe storm stuff going on. And then they're like, oh, okay. we can let you go back. Some nights there can be all kinds of things going on weather-wise, and those kids don't wake up once. You can tell them about it in the morning and be like, what? I didn't know. But not last night. They heard it. I was the one who didn't hear it. But they were calling me up with the urgency of like a bed vomit situation or a nosebleed. You know, like Biddy occasionally gets a nosebleed. When that happens, you're getting called up. They're like, Mommy, Daddy, you know, it's just really urgent, you know, and that's what it sounded like to me. I thought someone's had a nosebleed or someone's gotten sick. Neither. We heard thunder. Okay. So this helped my coverage out a ton. I felt like I used kind of a lot of that concealer. Even one full pump is a lot all over the face. But that concealer has kind of a nice way about it because it stays moisturizing, stays hydrating, doesn't look cakey, but really does have good coverage, I've found. And next, I got a couple different powder things from NYX that I'd never really paid attention to before. I got the 3 Steps to Sculpt in Fair, and it gives you like what looks kind of like a highlighter, although, I don't know, it looks dimmer, doesn't it, than that powder? Like a matte powder and then your contour. And then I also got this No Filter finishing powder in Porcelain, and I swatched this out. And this has actually kind of a pretty, like ever so slightly glowy finish to it, just a little bit of glow. I'm not sure I want to set the under eye with that. What I think I'll do is set the under eye with this light matte shade, and we'll use some of that all over. Deal? Okay, white matte color just coming in, mattifying a bit. Okay, nothing wrong with that. It's just a very basic little, you know, light powder going on almost like it's just translucent powder, as you can see. Or as you can't see because it's translucent. Hi, Chihuahua. Oh, the good news is Bubba's been doing so much better with his sleeping. Sleeping into about the time we're looking for. Naps will be usually over an hour, between an hour and a half, kind of, but it's like we're not dealing with the big struggles. What's this red fuzzy in my hair? We're not dealing with the pushback of putting him down for a nap that we were for a couple of weeks there. Okay, so I got that powder all over. Now let's see what this No Filter looks like. And it does appear to be like a baked style product. Again, this is one of those situations where I have no idea how long this has been out, but I just never really seen it before. And I'm just gonna let this be all over powder and see if we still feel kind of like glowy once it's all on. Or once this shears out, does the glow not show much? I mean, I'm not talking it was highlighter glow, but it had a little something beyond your standard matte powder. It's not being super flaky and kicking up a ton when I put my brush in. I'm picking up on a little bit of a glow all over. Skin still feels kind of dewy from that Serum foundation, or what do we call that? Yeah, Serum foundation. Okay, cool. So next, I'm going to go into this step of my 3-step little contour thing. And this looks like a really nice, cool shade. That's why this whole trio caught my eye, was the color of this contour. Because I thought it would be cool and appropriate for just getting that naturally shadowed, contoured look. It is definitely matte, just like the light powder. This is going to be like a not so fun day though for all the pickups and drop-offs of kids, because I think the weather is calling for like this rain we're having here, and then continued rain, chance of severe weather, turning colder and getting like a wintry mix and possibly a little snow mixing into everything. And that's all throughout the course of like the day and into the evening. And this evening the girls start a little cheerleading thing that I've gotten them into, like a little showcase team. Like if you don't have any experience, you get on that and practice once a week, and they'd been really wanting to get into something like that, and this just seemed like the perfect thing because it's kind of short term. They can see if they like it, and they put on like a little showcase or whatever after like 6 weeks of, you know, practicing. I think it'll be good for them. And it was open to such a wide age group, so I can bring them in at the same time. So that's kind of nice too. They'll be in like the same session. I don't know if they'll be broken up once they get there, but yeah, I think they'll have fun. Okay, so there is my contour all over. It wasn't quite as, like, I won't say it's not pigmented, it definitely is, but I thought it might be a little bit more of a little goes a long way type powder, and really I felt like I could be sort of heavy-handed with it if I wanted to at times. So that's that. And then I think I'm actually going to go ahead with the highlight here. Do you remember, oops, a time when I would do highlight first and then blush? I think it was on someone's suggestion, and it actually did look really pretty. But I'll go into this. This looks like it has some sparkle. This is the real questionable. Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's got some very fine sparkle, and it looks like glazed donut vibes, ice princess vibes, disco ball vibes. It's like you have to go as hard on the other cheek just, you know, for symmetry's sake. Yeah, just watch yourself on that. That doesn't require a lot. And I don't like getting up close to myself and seeing the visible little micro glitters. Not a big fan of that. This is just like, unless these two products like took me over the top, you know, that's what I was looking for, but I'm not quite so wowza on this. Yes, it is technically 3 different products in one, and I tend to enjoy that type of thing, but I'm not over the moon. It's okay. It's okay. And this I kind of see myself using quite a bit more. Next up, I saw this display with Camila Cabello, and she's got her Glow Paradise Lip and Cheek Tint on. Brands in stores, as people are browsing, they should always be pointing out on these model displays what that model has on. Like, there was also an Ashley Graham display among the Revlon stuff, and they were talking about new eyeshadows. We'll get to that in a second. They pointed out specifically which one she had on. You know, like, there's an instant way to make somebody connect the dots and like buy the thing that's making that model or that spokesperson look so pretty, you know? So I don't know which shade she was wearing, but I think it was this one, maybe the Pink Serenity. This is the Glow Paradise Lip and Cheek Tint, and I did get a little antsy last night, and I swatched this on already on my hand, and I don't know if this is going to turn out to look like much. I was thinking about going for the straight up red shade of this, but I thought, no, for once, just go with the softer blush shade. And now I'm not sure. I'm not so sure how this is going to work. So we'll squeeze out some here. This does end up looking kind of sheer. Okay, can you see this? How it's not a straight up opaque cream, but kind of like a gel cream type deal. So we're going to dab some of this into the cheek and then use this little brush. This is the 56 brush head from Sephora. Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, way more than I thought I was going to get. Is this staining a little bit? To be continued there. Yeah, okay. Really glowy, really like a dewy looking cheek. But I thought maybe the pink wasn't going to show up at all, and it really is doing more than I thought it would. Ooh, baby cheeks. Who is this youngster that has suddenly emerged on your YouTube screen? Kind of a mood today. All right, yeah, so now, sorry, official testing here. It really is kind of staining on there. Let's try a little bit on the lips because it is also a lip tint, right? Feels really, really thin when you put it there. Tastes like bitter. Real slight color on the lips. Add a little more. This was created for cheeks, and then they're like, hey, let's just throw in lips. I really actually like this on the cheeks. It oddly, I feel like it kept everything else that was already there. Like I can still see the highlight. I feel like I still have some coverage on the cheek area. I feel like this cheek got pinker than this one because it got a little more product, so maybe I have to add a little more here. But you can get the sense here that this is really buildable. Like, that's legit. I like that tone a whole bunch. On the lips, it's just doing kind of the bare minimum though. Another thing to put in the category of, has this been out a long time and have I just missed it? It's the Thick It Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara from NYX, and they claim 16-hour wear. And I just thought it might be neat to see if this compares to the hold of my Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt, which I think is the supreme drugstore like brow mascara type product. So we have a squeezy tube, And I got the shade Espresso, which was the second to darkest shade. So I'm thinking about just trying to use this and this alone. It looks like you can see the little fibers. It's a smallish brush, but not as small as Gimme Brow or Boy Brow or Wow Brow from e.l.f. But let's just see what happens here. See if it can be the whole shebang for us. I also got up this morning knowing I had a weird dream, but I don't know any of the details. I can't remember a thing that happened, but I just woke up feeling weird. It was whatever I was dreaming when I heard the "Mommy." Okay. I can tell those fibers are doing something. Like I can see the brow is filling out a little bit more. And going back through and building a little bit, I can tell the hold is happening. Kind of liking it so far. The brush doesn't come out super over-gooped, so that's kind of nice to see. There are just still some areas where I feel a pencil or something precise is my best fill-in approach. Like this is my little scar side over there. But this is really, honestly, I think the brows look pretty. Total opposite vibes from that Physicians Formula pen that was just straight up like junk, like colored in brows, like I'm a coloring book and someone just used a marker on the eyebrows. I'm trying to fluff a little bit right here. I need to kind of trim my brow hairs just a bit, but you get the idea. See how it holds throughout the day, but I feel like just from putting my brush up to it, like after it's had a few seconds to set there, I feel like this is going to be good. It's going to be a good situation. Moving right along, I'm going to put on some Milani eyeshadow primer, and then I mentioned the Ashley Graham display of new and improved Revlon Color Stay Day to Night, they're calling it, quads, and I got this one called Moonlit. And basically what they've done is they've gone to every drugstore brand's new and improved formula. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? Remember when Maybelline long ago put out the Color Studio quads, and it was that really smooth, really like flat in the pan kind of formula there. All of these shades have some shimmer, and that seems to be a tendency of this formula. And then CoverGirl went and did it, and they're doing a lot of new eyeshadows that have this just very smooth. A lot of the shades have shimmer, but it's coming off softer and more pigmented than like a traditional powder shadow seems. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and I wanted to try it out, and she was wearing this one, and I thought the look was actually really pretty. I'm not saying actually really pretty like I'm surprised it looked pretty, but like it's a pretty basic quad, and I thought they made it look very fun and kind of smoky. You could sort of see the shimmer finish in some of these, and it looked cool. So that's why I got this one. My eye primer is on. I'm wondering, maybe we want to take a little different approach here, or do we want to go, yeah, let's go to the crease with this. So this is a pretty looking like medium taupe, and we'll just hit the crease with that. While I am a real palette lover at heart, I do still love quads, because quads just, you know, lay it right out there for you. These are your options. Can you distinguish between light and dark? Then you can figure out the look, you know? Okay, so there's Mr. Taupey just filling up our crease zone. I also have a slightly lighter shade here. This looks like a really soft gold. Like I might like that a little bit on the border even. Let's do that. Oh, it's still raining out there. Okay. A little highlight. Wow, kind of serious highlight. Okay, that was all one brush for all that setup there. Let's go down to this deepest shade, which is looking like a cool brown with shimmer. Again, everything in this quad has shimmer. But yeah, isn't it funny that it seems like this is what drugstore brands go toward, because even L'Oreal too, when they put out their little quads, some shadows also had this formula. It's kind of smooth, thin feeling on a swatch, shimmery, like coming off with a little more pigment than maybe we remembered the formula having in the past. Sorry, my camera just stopped on me, but there we go. I've got that all over most of the lid, into the crease a bit. It's a cool brown eye, friends. It is what it is. I kind of like it, but I'm not like Wow! Do I truly think they made an improvement with some of these formulas? You know, they were doing okay quads to begin with. Sometimes the issue with this formula for me with other brands has been staying power. I'm going to that taupe. It's a very thin and light feeling eyeshadow formula, and sometimes it doesn't always seem like it's adhering super well, but I think I can count on my Milani eyeshadow primer to help me out here. Kind of taupey, kind of smoky. Cleaning off the brush a bit. Actually, let's just go to a fresh one, and let's get a little bit of this lightness right here. Dang, bub. Shake the house when you put that toilet seat down. It's okay, it's fine. Not super duper remarkable, but I'm gonna throw on some eyeliner and mascara, and we're gonna see if we can elevate this a little bit, okay? I don't have anything new where those products are concerned, so I'm just gonna do it real quick and come back. Okay, gang, here's the eyes. I just put on some black liquid liner, mascara, and I threw on one of the pairs from my So Wispy curated collection, and you know, that certainly obviously glams up the look in a hurry. I think this quad is okay. You know, if you like cool neutrals, it pulls off that kind of cool smoky vibe, but the shades in here aren't crazy unique. The only thing might be is if you're struggling to find a good cool quad, like even the gold in here is not really warm brassy gold. You know, it could be an option for you. I'm just not mega wowed by it, okay? And then the last thing, and this, I tried this on yesterday and I loved it. Love the color. It's the CoverGirl Clean Fresh, what was the name of it? Tinted Lip Balm plus hyaluronic acid. This does not have scent or flavor, which may be appealing to some people out there who are trying to steer clear of that. And the shade is called You're the Palm, and this is like the reddish option in the line. Just looking like a standard twist up lip balm, like a Nivea lip balm or something, but look at this color, you guys. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love with that effortless red. So you want to wear a red lipstick going about town doing your errands, but maybe you don't want to throw on and commit to the full red. Like, oh, it's so pretty, and it's a perfect thickness. It's not greasy. It's not too thin like it's going to just sort of roll off the lips. It makes the look, you know? And I had like not a fresh makeup look on the other day when I threw it on, but yet suddenly I felt completely fresh again. I love that shade. It was the best find. Just kind of reviewing here, like the Sonia Kashuk sponge, that was nice, like no issues with that. I'm really kind of excited to use this no filter powder some more, the powder that had just the teensiest bit of glow in it. This I really liked on the cheeks. I thought that just gave a really pretty flush. Very casual and easy and glowy. This I think is going to be a good product to have in the rotation, the Thick It and Stick It from NYX. I was wanting a little more coverage out of this. If you're like on the fence about trying this, but you're already in love with the L'Oreal True Match Serum stuff, to me that was better, but this still, probably a little more hydration comes out of this, but it's more sheer. The eyeshadow and the contour palette were like okay products. There really weren't any glaring duds here, but man, if we really had to even nail it down to two, I love the lip and I love the blush, and I think they actually look really pretty together, right? Let's take the hair down. Look at my leftover volume and curl from yesterday, all ready to get blown away and rained on. Thank you guys so much for taking time to watch. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was entertaining, even though obviously like I can't give full reviews on things that I'm just trying for the first time, but it's fun to play. I knew I was coming up here and playing with this stuff anyway, so I thought I'd just turn the camera on. So thank you so much, my loves, and I will see you again very soon. I love you. Bye.